It's Saturday night, and we are celebrating Full Figured Fashion Week. And these beautiful curvy divas are coming to have a nightcap with Erica. We have the wonderful Gwen Devoe, Zevarra, Supersize Spanish Fly, Marcy Cruz, Chasity, Saunders, and Marie Dene. Tune in. What's up, everybody? Happy Saturday night. Sexy Saturday night. It's going to be sexy tonight. Welcome to Nightcap with Erica. I'm so happy you all are here. For those of you all that are new to the party, let me tell you, I started this show because I wanted us to have something fun to do while we're dealing with the pandemic and all this craziness in the world. So if you are here for Nightcap with Erica, get ready to celebrate the ratchet to the righteous. From porn stars to politicians and everything in between. If you are wild and crazy, you are welcome to play on my show. So happy y'all are here. As you know, it's called a nightcap for a reason. I'm expecting you all to have a damn drink in your hand. So let me know in the comments what you're drinking, what you're sipping on. Hopefully it's something sexy and fun. Many of you all that watch the show know I always drink a Creative Click cocktail. Let me show you. Woo, it's sweating, baby, because it's hot as hell in my goddamn apartment. My earrings falling off. It's so damn hot in here because I've been cheap. I didn't want to turn the air on today. I thought the fan would just do it, but nah. As soon as I get off with y'all, I'm turning this damn air conditioner on. So yeah, Creative Click cocktails. Matter of fact, let me put the info up to let you know the brands that are rocking with me and showing me love. So y'all can check them out. Creative Click is here in Chicago. She is a Black girl on the South Side. You let her know what you want, baby, and she will mix it up for you right quick and send it to you. She'll deliver it to you. Actually, she will ship it to you. For those of you all that are in different cities, feel free to reach out to Creative Click Cocktails. Look at my fabulous cup. Only for Full Figure Fashion Week did I bring out this big ass glass. This was designed for me, especially for me, by a woman also on the south side of Chicago, the Starlights lady. Baby, look at this. It's so goddamn big. And I'm hood, but fabulous. So I think this is so appropriate for who I'm interviewing tonight, especially since we are celebrating Full Figured Fashion Week. I also have on my earrings from So Rebellish. I lost my other one over here. Let me fix it. And yeah, y'all know I like showing love to Black-owned small business owners, Black brands. And yeah, So Rebellish is actually in New York. I believe she's in Brooklyn. Isn't that fly? Loving her. And then my lips are by Poise Beauty. She's also on the south side of Chicago. Showing love to my Chicago girls. Yes. Let me know what you are drinking. My show is a party. We have fun. If you got questions for my guests, please put it in the comments. I'll try my best to get to them. But I want to get the party started. Now, listen. I lived in New York 10 years, but I'm from Chicago. And while I was there, I made fabulous friends. And many of them are in the plus fashion community. One of those friends I met that I adore, who took very good care of me when I was living in New York, is the fabulous Gwen DeVoe. If you don't know who she is, I don't know where you've been, baby, because everybody knows Gwen. She is a former model who took her expertise in modeling and the business world to create one of the most fabulous events that fashion, period, has ever seen. I want to be clear. It's not just she's running the plus fashion industry. Her event is the most amazing that I've ever seen for fashion across the board, right? It's just well done. It's just beautiful. And it shows the true diversity of the plus size industry. It's not just full of societally, is that a word? Accepted bodies. You see all kind of juiciness on her stages. And she also really likes to elevate indie designers, and that's very important. It's great to show love to the big box brands. I love them. You wear them. I wear them. But these indie designers, we've really got to show them love. And she has mastered the art of having an indie showcase that beats all showcases of showcases. Okay, it's fabulous. Without further ado, I want to bring her up. The fabulous, the amazing. Let me get my cup ready, man. Because when she come on, I gotta have the drink ready. Gotta have the drink ready, bitch. Give it up for the fabulous Gwen DeVoe. Woo! Oh. Hello. You got your cup ready too, huh?
Yes, it's not as fabulous as yours, though. Oh my goodness.
Listen, this reminds me though of the Full Figured Fashion Week award when you award people.
Oh yes.
Isn't this a similar color scheme, kind of?
Yeah, well, we do. It's the main color is red. I have a few over there, but we've done gold with little sparkles, but it's like a cranberry red. That's why you get the pink feel. Yeah.
Okay.
Very gorgeous.
It's fabulous. And I know I won a plus size entertainer of the year, I believe in 2014. And I didn't come and pick up my award. Do
we still owe you?
I'll get it, but there were many times when you let me know how I could get it and I didn't follow through. But you can scold me later, but I gotta get my award.
It's right there. I'll bet you that's what, because I have 3 awards. One woman, designer of the year from California, she just claimed hers this week. This is so weird. She sent me a label and everything, and we shipped it off to California. She just got it. Ask Z by Zevarra. That's who it is.
Are you? Because she's on the show today.
Yes. So
don't worry. When this quarantine stuff is all over, I'll get it. I don't want to make you walk out to the post office now. I'll
in the quarantine.
Stay in the house. We quarantine. How are you?
I'm great. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Nope. Thanks for coming. And I was saying to you earlier before the show started. Wait, first, what are you drinking?
I am drinking a raspberry teeny. Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I have to go light these things.
Because you are in work mode. You are pulling off a virtual.
I respected your wishes. You said come with cocktail in hand. So I'm like, okay, let's make it cute and sexy. So raspberry teeny it is.
Oh, I love it. That's good. That's good. It's fabulous, actually. Yeah. So listen, you to me you remind me of Beyonce in the sense that you stay very quiet sometimes when you got things cooking. People don't know what's going on. As a matter of fact, if they don't know you or know any better, they'd be like, "Oh, where's Gwen? Oh, she's not doing anything. She's doing nothing." And then you announce the Grand Dame, the Oscars of the fashion world, of plus fashion, especially. Full Figured Fashion Week is coming here in June virtually.
Yes.
Where did the idea come from? How did this manifest? Like, I need all the details.
Well, I've always said that Full Figured Fashion Week wasn't a novel idea per se, because Fashion Week has been in our, in existence for years and years. But I always want to put my spin to it. And so I tell people that, if you're going to duplicate something, make it just as good or better. And so this idea came from, I purchased a ticket to see another woman's fashion show that she had virtually 3.5 weeks ago. So this just came to me, Erica. I said, I can do this. I can do this for plus, because I had actually canceled Full Figured Fashion Week due to the pandemic. But she did such a great job. I love the platform that she used. And I just said to my team, oh, can we do this? And here we are.
Wow. So that also speaks to how fabulous your team is as well. Because this is
a new team though, Erica. This is not the same team. It's not the same team. It's a brand new team. Because, and this is what I tell people, when you're conducting business, even if you have the individuals that work together really well and they can execute your project, sometimes when you move to something else, you need a new team. I need a new skill set. The team team that I had, they weren't used to using these different platforms to execute anything. I mean, we do everything live. We have a hospitality committee, backstage. We do best. We have set design, all of that stuff. So now, but how do we accomplish that virtually? So I needed tech people. I needed a whole new team to do this. And so this team is new. You guys haven't met them yet. You'll meet them. I'm going to start announcing them probably tomorrow or Monday. They've just been amazing.
Wow. I'm so excited. I mean, Full Figured Fashion Week to me is it's just an awesome event. I have a ball. And when I'm there, I haven't, since I moved back home to Chicago, I haven't been. I always support from afar.
Yes, you do.
And I think the last time you and I saw each other, you were actually here scouting in Chicago.
And you set it up. You did all the referrals you did all the legwork in Chicago. So all we had to do was go right into the studio. So we appreciate that. That's right.
I forgot about that. I sure did. Well, that's why, when somebody is really just helping from the heart, because I'm no keeper of score. I forgot about that. Yes, you went to my agent's office and everything.
That's right.
Yes. Right. Goodness. Well, and I remember we went out for breakfast.
Yes.
I took you in Hyde Park, Chicago. I took her to Valois, y'all, where President Obama's favorite restaurant.
I'll never forget that.
Yes, and we had a good time. But when I was living in New York, once you started Full Figured Fashion Week, I was at the first one, the second, the third. And it's almost like a homecoming. You get to see all of your friends that that are in the plus industry that may not live where you live, and everybody comes together. And it's just really filled with positivity and love. Every now and then I run across a girl that'll give me a little stank face, but not really. It's like, it really is such a good feeling. It's full of hugs and everybody looks fabulous. What was that on your mind too when you created this event? Did you expect it to have that kind of sisterhood feeling where there's hundreds, thousands of women coming from all over the world?
No, I can't even lie. But I got to tell you, everything starts at the head. All right. I embrace people. That's my personality, even though I may appear intimidating to some people, but that's y'all's problem, not mine. Because I can't help it. Strong Black woman in the house.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
I find that when you have events where you don't feel comfortable, you have to look at the organizer. Usually a lot of that trickles down from the organizer. All right. When you come to Full Figured Fashion Week, all of the people that work for me are a direct reflection of me. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that everybody is probably your cup of tea, but if you're experiencing something less than positive from them that day, it could be that I stepped on their neck because we were, stressed out or whatever. But for the most part, they feed off of my vibe. All right. And a lot of times I feed off their vibe because at the top, it's so stressful sometimes trying to do a production that I have to have people around me who are calm, easygoing, and friendly. That's the only kind of people that will ever work for Full Figured Fashion Week, because I just can't do divas. It's just one diva to a house. And
yes,
that is.
And you're that diva.
I'm that diva.
And then I'm the one in the audience.
Yes.
So we are full to capacity with divas for Full Figured Fashion Week.
But it definitely stops, just like in corporate America, when you have a leadership that's happy, intuitive and fair, the people, their directs tend to be like that too.
Absolutely.
You can follow the attitude. Usually it's all the way up.
It goes up. That is so true. But when I made my little snide comment though about every now and then I run into a diva, it's never your team. The people that work with you to me are some of the most polished and professional, and everybody's so busy working, doing their job. Like you run a tip top shape ship, honey.
I try.
Yeah, and of course, any show that's worth its money, backstage should be a little confusion. I want y'all running around and bras flying and people getting zipped up and shit fucking up here or there. But we would never know. The calm in the front of the house, it looks like it's seamless. And So yeah, I appreciate that about you, because a lot of times when events are headed by an African American, people assume that it's going to be lacking or less than.
It's true.
And by far, your event is awesome, from the first event when it opens for the week all the way to the finale. It's great.
Thank you so much. My team works really, really hard. They really do.
So now tell me some of the stuff you have in store for us with the virtual, because the thing is, you could have gone the, I guess, easy way out and just had a quick show and that be it. You got a town hall with all these people. You've got some of the top people that work in plus fashion doing seminars and things like, so like, whoo, my goodness. Tell me a bit about the week and what you have in store for us.
So my motto in production is always under promise and over deliver. Okay. I get that from my corporate background. That's how all of my bosses have been. And so I try to do that, emulate that in my business. So when I started out, I knew I was going to do it. And it just, Erica, it just grew because everybody wanted to be involved. And so when people want to engage, you don't say no, you say, okay, we'll make it work. So we are starting out with this fabulous town hall where we're going to talk about the state of our industry and where some of our panelists, some of the difficulties they have faced during the pandemic, and hopefully give us some tips on how they've been managing their businesses during the pandemic. So we're just going to flesh out all that kind of stuff and get the talky stuff out the way. All right. This is for everybody to log in, listen to the top people in the field, give us some back and forth, and hopefully the information that we share with you will help you as we move forward in this digital age. Because let me tell you, if you do not have a digital presence right now, you're screwed. Everybody should have a digital presence. And that's what the conversation is basically going to focus around. How do we move forward in our respective businesses when all of this other stuff is going on? All right. So that's Thursday night. Friday, we're going to start with our boutique designers. We'll have a little entertainment in between. And we have 5 great boutique designers. I think some of them are from Senegal. They're just from all over as usual. Then Saturday, it gets a little intense. If you have a small business and you want to master your social media marketing, we have that woman who's going to be on the show a little bit later, Marie Dene of the Curvy Fashionista. She's doing her own standalone workshop to teach you about social media and how to use it to leverage your business. Then later on that day, we're going to have the model workshops for both male and female, big and tall and plus size models. 2 different sets of panels, 2 different breakout rooms. We're trying to do everything in big style. We're being grand. Breakout rooms. You're a man, go to the right. You're a lady, go to the left. So we know that they're going to share some valuable information if you're an aspiring model, or maybe you're just a model that's on a break and you want to know how to, get back in the scene. Right. That's Saturday afternoon. Then we come down to the evening and we have our indie designers, which is also always the woo show. That's when they come in big, guns blazing. All right. 5 great independent designers. After the independent designer show, we're going to give you like a 30-minute break, and we want you to put on your sexy PJs, put the kids to bed, get your significant other or your drink, whichever comes first. Okay. And we're going to have a pajama party with 2 different DJ sets. All right.
Woo! Listen.
And then after we've been ratchet on Saturday night, we're going to come together again on Sunday for our finale Faith Fest. And the reason why, I've never done anything gospel related for Full Figure Fashion Week, but I think that we've all been through so much that we really need to go back to our roots. Whomever you believe in as a higher power, we want you to celebrate your faith with us. And so we have all these gospel artists, we have inspirational poetry. It's going to be the bomb. The bomb.
When I saw that, I was like, what I love about what you do is that your event is purely a fashion business event. You don't play any games. There's a lot of frivolous stuff. And I remember at first people were like, "Oh, aren't enough parties in?
Yeah,
I want a speed dating event, and wait a minute." And it's like, girl, this is a professional level full figure fashion week event. I mean, you can get out in New York and meet you a cutie if you want, but this is about the business of fashion, and your panels are very strategically. You select people that know their stuff and that are heavy hitters in the business. But I do love that you drop those gems in there here and there where people can let their hair down and have fun and interact. So I'm glad you didn't get rid of that for the virtual part, because the pajama party, y'all, it's gonna be a ball.
Well, you know, for a long time, my team got on me because I'm so anti after party. You have to remember, I'm the party girl. That's all I used to do.
Okay,
so
right.
To me, are like, no, I don't like to feed people, and I don't like to have after parties.
Yeah.
So like, oh, but they're in New York, and when the show is over, they don't have anything to do. And you want to know why I started the after party or having a masquerade party or something like that, Erica? It's because one year there were a lot of young women that came from France, and they stayed in an Airbnb that was in a questionable neighborhood.
Wow.
Came to the show, and after the show, they met some guys who took them to a party, and it was in some old slum, step down 5 steps into the basement type area, you know, and it was just such, and they spent like all their money that night. Drinks were like $27, but they thought that's how New York parties was. And I'm like, right. $27 you could have given me. I would have given you a plate of food.
Yes.
One ticket. So then I started.
At the very least, we could take him to Dallas BBQ and get some sticky wings.
You understand? So I'm like, okay, it's my responsibility to look after these people while they're here in New York. So let me try to add a little bit more social stuff to the agenda. And that's when we started with the after parties.
Yeah. Well, no, I remember going one year, I think there was a denim after party. Yeah. I'm an old school full figure fashion week head. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm not even there anymore, Erica.
Are you serious?
They're gone. It was too long. I remember.
And then I remember one year I hosted for you. There was a music thing, not the one with Eric. Not him. Like a year or two before, there was a big event.
With the three female singers.
Female singers.
Marjorie, Taisha Grant, and Storm Marrero.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And I remember I hosted that for you that night.
That was a great night.
That was a wonderful night.
Ooh,
and we had a ball. And it was just, once again, the energy is just so good. And for those of y'all, even it's virtual this year, I'm telling you, the energy and the beauty is still going to be there. You see the information floating down below. Please go to the web. I don't even have to say please. I'm not begging you. I'm telling you, go to the website. If you want to know about Plus Fashion and all the things that are going on, especially you all that are always asking me, how do I become a model? How do I get in full figure fashion week? How do I do that? Start by supporting, get in the mix, enjoy the show. I'm telling you, you won't regret it. I don't even know all that Gwen has in store because she likes to surprise folks. But from what I'm seeing, it's going to be a fabulous time.
You see that Monique C is doing a business workshop as well?
Listen, Monique is legendary.
Legendary.
Monique is legendary. And it was when I lived in New York, you know, because Monique is very supportive and out and about. Like she's responsive, and she, you know, you can reach out to her and she'll talk to you. And all my girls in New York and Chicago were such big fans of her dresses, especially when she was doing the convertible dress.
Yes.
So when they would see me in pictures at an event hanging with a Monique C, they would be like, "You know her? How do you know her? I need one of her dresses." And I'm like, but that's what I love about the Plus community in New York in particular. Of course, you have some of those that aren't the friendliest, but the majority of people that are really doing their thing and doing work,
yes,
they're for the people. And I appreciate that, even about you, that you're very accessible. And you share your information and knowledge too, because not only do you plan full-scale events, you also educate those that want to be event planners and do events. And you're having a seminar about producing fashion events for Full Figure Fashion Week.
Yes. So what we did was we decided that we were going to put together a forum, and we call them the Pope Forum, producers of plus size events, right? And in this forum, we're just going to have all of these producers of all of the popular plus size events, and we're just going to talk to them and ask them to just break it down. You know, sometimes people are misled because they don't know how to read a contract from a venue. What does act of God, what does that mean? You know what I mean? What if your hotel, if you're using a hotel and the staff goes on strike and you have an event during that week, what do you do? So all of these little gems, I mean, we have a number, maybe 1 or 2 production books out that can help you, but sometimes you just need a live conversation with someone to say, hey, this happened to me, what do I do? What if your speaker doesn't show and you gave them a deposit? You know, who's doing your contracts? All right. Are you just copying them from one thing to another? So there's a lot involved. There's so much involved into going into an event. Event insurance. Who do you use? You just go to Event Helper and you say, I'm gonna have 100 people, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but you need those riders too. Do you know how much I pay for event insurance? What if one of my designers loses a garment, or a garment gets damaged? I have to pay for that.
Right.
It's so much.
It is a lot. And then even with people that are the performers, your hosts, your MC, what do you do when because look, there have been times when I've been on my last leg, sick, not feeling well, but because I had that contractual agreement, I do whatever I can. If you don't see me at an event, I'm damn near on my deathbed, because I know that the event producer is counting on me and they expect me to be there. But what do you do when people just don't show up? I've never done that. And in my career, I can only think of maybe once or twice where I had to let them know I couldn't do it. And typically I also knew I was sick a day or two before, so I didn't just tell them that day of. I let them know things are going on. And I've even gone to the lengths of finding somebody that's even a higher level than me to come in for me and host. So sometimes if I get sick, you get a better deal. You might get you somebody that's a superstar that's willing to do it as a favor for me and even do it for free.
Right.
So, but yeah, oh my goodness, it's so much involved with event producing. I don't envy you, Gwen.
It's a lot.
Stuff you all deal with.
It's a lot. And I think that putting together this forum and having people actually talk about some of these issues and these challenges, maybe it will help our events become better. I just want everyone to have great events. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I hate it when somebody has to talk about somebody's events when it's such a small thing that could have been avoided had you had the knowledge. Sometimes you don't know, and you got to not be afraid to ask.
Right.
I mean, sometimes you get all puffed up. This is how I've always done it. Well, just because you've always done it, that doesn't make it grand. It doesn't make it right. You know?
Right. Yeah, I feel like we should all be open to learning. You can always learn something else. And if somebody drops a gem and gives you some information, all it'll do is make your event even grander. So why not take heed to the advice?
Right.
I do want to say one thing that I love about you and your event is that as much as you have top level models and celebrities and people involved, you also champion the little guy, the beginning model that doesn't have a lot of experience necessarily, but baby has a look and a fierce walk. You have given many models that I see now on the cover of magazines and getting top level campaigns. They got their first time walking in Full Figured Fashion Week. I also love the diversity of complexions and that you use models that reflect the demographic that put Full Figured Fashion on the map, period. Nobody was embracing curves the way Black women were. And you don't have to say it, I'll say it.
That's right.
When you deal with the mainstream, You don't see women that look like us reflected, but we are the ones that are keeping a lot of these big box brands, especially in business. So that's another thing about you that I love is that you don't worry about what people think about you in your event either. To the point, you do you. How did you get that kind of like attitude and courage? Where does it come from?
Well, I realized early on in dealing with certain icons in the industry who, I have to be honest, when I first started Full Figure Fashion Week, they approached me and they wanted to be involved. And something just said to me, you need to do this on your own. You need to make your mark. If you want it to be Gwen Devoe's Full Figure Fashion Week, you need to get your own team together, use your own resources, and do it. You can let other people in after you've mastered it and made sure that everything is okay. And, you know, one of the things that I was concerned about was these icons had the resources, they had the media, they had the ability to do this, but no one thought about doing it. You know, they didn't think about doing it. So you can't come to my camp on my idea and want to take, like, you know, they wanted big positions. We'll get the models for you. And I'm like, no, it's not going to be like that. Okay, because I had a vision. I wanted to do it my way. I already had connections in the industry. They may not have been top level, but I already had a good reputation for being a decent person, an honest person, someone that would pay you. And that's the other thing. A lot of these events before me, they weren't paying anybody. You know, I only had one event, Erica. That was my very first event where I could not afford to pay anybody. And everybody worked for free, even Kim Coles, because Kim Coles was my host. All I had to do, she sent me a writer. She wanted this, you know, I paid for airfare, but she didn't get any money from this event. The next
Kim is a big supporter.
Big supporter. Huge. You know, nobody got paid. And then the next event, because that was so great, people were sending me checks, you know, and sending me checks did not mean pocket the money in my pocket.
Right.
Now it's time to pay back.
And put it into the event so that people could get the fabulous experience. It is an experience. It is a show. I mean, I remember the year that I won Entertainer of the Year. I'm going to keep dropping that so y'all know in 2014. A bitch won in a plus size Entertainer of the Year. And I brought some of my boys with me. You were giving me a couple, I could have some guests. And I brought my boys with me that know nothing about plus anything, just came to hang out. First of all, they fell in love with a couple of the models you had.
Yes, show. I remember those guys.
Yes. And then their whole thing was like, damn, like the whole world should be there. And these are just regular old grown-ass Brooklyn, Bronx straight men that were like, this shit was lit. And they left feeling so good. So you're what you're doing is very revolutionary. You are because of Full Fashion Week, and I believe this, and I'm going to say this out loud for you. You single-handedly have changed the way in which a lot of these big box brands do business. They're more open-minded when it comes to the casting of their models. Even me, it's because of an open-mindedness from a Full Figure Fashion Week that led to me getting my own campaign with a major brand. A girl being my size, that does not happen. But it took for them to see a Rosie Mercado walking on your runway. It took for them to see a lot of, like I said, a lot of the women now that are doing very well, they got their start with you. And I just want to say thank you so much for doing that, for doing what you want to do, for being open-minded and wanting to be all-inclusive. Because even some of the other plus events that are out there, no disrespect to them, I love them all and I want to see people win, but they're not necessarily welcoming to the girl like me. You know, they don't necessarily want the larger size of plus there and involved front and center. It doesn't have to be me, but there's another girl that's a size 26 or 28 or above that deserves to be seen. And I'm just happy that you do that, and your models are top quality. You don't just throw any old body that say they a model on the stage. They get training. It's just awesome. I'm so happy that you're doing it the way you do it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, top notch. Now, you have a little surprise for people that are watching that have their tickets for Full Figure Fashion Week or plan on getting them very soon. Can you tell us what it is?
So, I have a $250 gift certificate from Lane Bryant that we're going to use as a giveaway. So I'm going to I told Erica that I'm going to let her execute this any way you want. The only prerequisite is that you cannot be considered to win it until you have purchased a ticket to Full Figure Fashion Week. And we're not going to drag this out. You better have your ticket by Monday night.
Yes.
Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern.
Perfect. Yes. So listen, guys.
Go ahead.
$250, right?
$250.
So if y'all that are listening, pay attention now. So on behalf of Gwen and Full Figure Fashion Week, she is giving a $250 gift certificate for Lane Bryant, baby. So what I need you to do, even if you don't have your ticket today and you plan on getting it by Monday evening, we're going to let you take a screenshot of me and Gwen looking cute. I need you to share that picture, hashtag for FFFWeek, hashtag nightcap with Erica. And then by Monday evening, Gwen will pick a winner. You have to have purchased your tickets, okay? So you can go ahead and enter now and enter whenever. Those of you all that are watching the show on the repeat, because you're gonna watch it tomorrow, and then people will be watching it Monday. You have until Monday. Let me look up the date because I don't want to. You ain't say this Monday. I thought you meant July 15th. No. You ain't say with Monday. I thought you meant December.
And Erica, where do you want them to post the picture? On your page, right?
Yes, post it on your own Facebook page or your Instagram. I'll let you do both. So you're going to, once again, do a screenshot of me and Gwen, hashtag that picture, FFFWeek, and hashtag nightcap with Erica. Do it by Monday night. Do it by Monday, 10 p.m. on June 22nd. So if you're watching this show on the repeat Saturday and all day Monday, that's fine. But make sure, somebody's saying repeat the instructions. One more time. In a minute, me and Gwen are going to give you a fierce model pose. You will snapshot the picture, put it up either on your Facebook page or your Instagram or both. You can enter more than once. I don't care. Right. Hashtag it FFFWeek. Another hashtag, nightcap with Erica. And we will go search the hashtag, find a winner. And when we pick you, you better have bought your ticket. Because if not, we're going to the next person.
Go to the next person.
Yeah.
Right.
So Gwen, let's give them a fierce pose. Honey. Y'all ready? Everybody, get your little raggedy phones out. Do whatever you got to do. Okay. Let me fix my earring.
Fix the earring.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
I love it. Oh, this is so much fun. Jeez.
There y'all go. You better go ahead and share that picture. Share it. This little earring is just not cooperating. I'm like, I think my ears are plus size. Something is going on. I need Full Figure Fashion earrings. They don't fit right.
They're cute, though.
Thank you. Yeah, an indie designer. And I'm, also another thing that I really learned from being around you is celebrating the indie, celebrating the little guy, the one that doesn't get the mainstream attention. The indie showcase, y'all, for Full Figure Fashion Week. It is when I say a party, I mean hundreds of people. It's just, and then we're in a grand ballroom. But now we're in a virtual grand ballroom. So that means the room is even crazy. So before you go, Gwen, anything else you want to say for people as we're gearing up for Full Figure Fashion Week to make its debut?
I just want to say thank you guys for supporting us for the 11 and a half years that we've been doing Full Figure Fashion Week. We realize that right now is a very sensitive time, lots of feelings, and we're in a little bit of a turmoil as we are in the largest civil rights movement in decades. And so we just want to do this event for you so that you can have a breather. All right. Sometimes we need a diversion. And I hope that my event will be just the diversion that you need to remember that we can always celebrate our curves and celebrate who we are right now. I hope to see you guys online at Full Figure Fashion Week next week. It starts on Thursday, June 26th, 5th. Thursday.
Yeah. What? Thursday.
Right, Thursday.
Don't worry about the date. This Thursday.
Yeah, just Thursday.
Gwen, I want to toast to you and just say thank you for
Brian.
being the queen that you are, for being an innovator and being fearless when it comes to making sure that plus size women have a voice, that we are seen and that we are heard, and you do it in such an amazing way. Kudos to you. Thank you for all that you do. And I cannot wait for Full Figure Fashion Week this year and beyond.
Erica has media credentials, honey. She'll be there. She'll be looking out for you.
Hello, I sure will. I sure will. And I'm always forever your fan and supporter. And if you ever need anything, I am there.
Thank you so much. And thank you for having me tonight too. This was a blast.
Thank you. Cheers. Toast. Me and my big old cup. I appreciate it. And some kind of way I'm gonna swoop down on you in New York when this is all over and come get my award.
Okay. I'm gonna mail that award to you.
Please.
Please do. Box. Don't worry.
You.
I got you.
Thank you. Thank you, Gwen. Okay, have a good night.
All right, darling. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Woo! Woo! Fabulous. Yes. And I got some more fabulous women. Now, let me tell you. When I lived in New York, part of my time living there, I lived in Washington Heights. And when I would put on my Dominican wig, everybody would speak Spanish too, because they just assumed I was a Dominicana. So I took that and ran with it and dated all the Dominican boys I could. And so they would really start to speak Spanish. I'd be like, I don't know what the heck you're saying, but you're gorgeous. And that's all that matters. With that being said, me and Latinas, we are kindred spirits, especially Afro-Latinas. In my mind, in a former life, I was probably born on the island of Cuba, the Dominican Republic, or something. But what I do know is that many times, Latinas and their presence in entertainment and full speech and fashion overall many times goes unnoticed, but they are here and they are fierce and they are making their presence known. There wouldn't be a celebration of curves anywhere if it wasn't for Black and brown women. And Latina women are leading the charge when it comes to embracing your body as it is. And they're very involved in plus fashion. So tonight, I wanted to make sure that I celebrated 3 gorgeous women that are bold, that are fierce, and that are amazing, and that do the damn thing with their CURVAS. I didn't roll my R right. I've been practicing. I got to get that together. I hopefully Lynx, somebody can help me with that. But anyway, let me bring them up. And if you got questions for them, please write them. Even if you want to write them in Spanish, you can. It's all good. First, I want to bring up my girl, the fabulous Marcy Cruz, who has her blog, Fearlessly Just Me. Are you there, Marcy?
Hey, what's up, Erica?
Hey, Miss Marcy. Hola. Wait, what you drinking?
Well, you know, I told you I had a stomach bug, so I'm drinking salsa water, but you know, next time.
I got you next time.
I'll let you pass.
I'll let it pass.
It's flavored salsa water.
I got some water too in my little I got my little ghetto cup of my water. So yes. Then next, guys, I want to bring up one of my closest and dearest friends. This is my boo, my ride or die that has my back. And when I lived in New York for those 10 years, I would not have survived if it wasn't for her. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Give it up for superstar Spanish fly, Lynx Garcia. Where you at, Miss Lynn?
Hey, girl.
I can't get it right.
Hey, ladies.
I try to roll my R's, baby. It just happen. It just doesn't happen. I can't do it. But I'm gonna keep practicing. How you doing, Lynx? What you drinking, baby?
Oh, of course. I got it.
Are you drunk already? Are you already drunk, Lynx?
I'm drinking coconut Malibu.
Yes.
Ooh, yes.
I love it.
But
yes. Oh, make me think I'm back on the island.
No,
Girl,
no. You gotta ask me what's in here.
What's in there?
Passion fruit frozen with mango and pineapple, and I added that coconut Malibu. Mira, mija, we're in Costa Rica.
Yes. Okay.
And
now I want that's fabulous. I wish I had some of that right now. Now,
so
next, I want to bring up someone that I've been a fan of her brand for a very long time. She is fabulous. She is sexy, and her brand is a reflection of her and her true fun, outgoing personality. Everybody's wearing her clothes. Her new line will be launching soon, and in the meantime, I wanted her to come on, and she'll come back on for that to launch to announce the new collection. But I want to bring up LaKisha Zevarra, who is the CEO of Z by Zevarra.
Hey,
hello, mommy. How are you?
How are you?
Good. How are you guys? Zevarra, what are you drinking?
Margarita.
Margarita, yes. I love it. Cheers to y'all. I got this big old cup. And I'm feeling really nice right now. But cheers. Yes. So look, I wanted to talk to you all because like I said in my intro, in my head, I'm an honorary Latina. And I just always love, I think Latin women are just probably the most gorgeous and beautiful women on the planet. But I feel like sometimes you all are not given the big, the things that you're doing in the fashion industry as a whole. Because you all, when it comes to certain fashion, you all really do control culture and are innovators. But especially in plus fashion, I feel like we're not talking about the fly Latinas as much as we should. So I wanted to bring you all on today to celebrate Latin women, the way that they are involved in the plus fashion industry, and also just talk about fashion and fun and all that kind of stuff. So I'm glad you all are here. Each of you tell me a little bit about what you've been doing. Marcy, let's start with your blog. Tell me about your blog.
Well, my blog's been up since 2009. I'm an OG. I was on before Instagram and Facebook and all of that stuff. And basically, it was just a way for me to inspire other women that look like me. Women over size 24 are often forgotten in the plus size fashion industry. And then on top of that, I'm Latina. And, it's just that, there's a lot of things that I wanted to discuss. And my blog was a way for me to do that. And it just parlayed into other things. So now, I'm doing like hosting, public speaking. I'm even doing copywriting for like a plus size brand, which I can't say the name because I'm trying to keep it on the DL, but
yes,
it's just parlayed into other things. Video, I've been, Glamour Magazine's videos, Allure Magazine. I became a fit model. I'm the only signed extended sizes fit model in the country. So, that's a pretty big thing. I'm really proud of what came out of just this blog where I just said, hey, I'm just going to like write about how I feel about fashion and life.
Yeah, I love it.
You have to take a chance,
Yes, and you being a fit model is amazing because I'm in the larger sizes too, and I know a lot of times sometimes I have difficulty finding the right fit, and I feel that now that more brands are using women that are actually in the larger sizes versus just taking the 18 and just making it wider. It's like
you just scale up. Exactly. Size 18 was the typical sample size. Well, it used to be 14. But then it grew to an 18 as the American woman grew. But now more brands are paying attention and saying, well, we have to do fit in different sizes to kind of get the idea of what fits different bodies.
Yes.
Because everybody's body is different.
Everybody's different. Absolutely. For sure. Now, speaking of designing, Zevarra, you are the CEO and head designer for your own brand. What inspired you to start Z by Zevarra?
Wow, a multitude of things. I started Z by Zevarra because I was tired of trying to find like sexy, hot clothes, not in my size. I would have to go to like the regular store, and I was like a 12, 14, so I could still squeeze into like the size larges or extra larges. And I just felt like, why isn't there more representation for our size? Because we're sexy, we're hot,
yes,
we're fire. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why not? So that's kind of where it started. But I've always wanted to be a designer ever since I was a child, because I just want women to feel beautiful, you know. So, but yeah, it was out of frustration. It was out of like kind of like anger, you know, because I would go to like these big box stores and I would never find anything that would suit my kind of age group and kind of what I was looking for at the time. So I was like, I'm going to make my own line and I'm going to put them out of business, you know, kind of thing.
Yes.
So that's kind of where my inspiration for kind of starting my own line came from.
Yeah. And I think it's I love your line. I've been watching you and looking at what you've been doing. And I love that you use very diverse looking models, and your models are very sexy, because I think that element of sex appeal sometimes is missing in Plus. It's either we go from super, you know, moo-moos and homely to butt ass naked. And it's like, well, there's something in between. Like I want to I'll push my titties up, but then I have a shirt on and I just walk around naked with my titties out. So I appreciate that your line is it's just it's for a very confident woman that feels good about herself. So I appreciate you doing that.
Exactly. And that's what I want them to feel like when they're in my clothes, you know, confident. That's the thing. That's like, I want them to feel sexy. I want them to feel confident. So I cut it a certain way. I make sure I hide certain things that some plus size women are insecure about. You know what I mean? So I make sure that it hides certain parts of your body so it still looks sexy and snatched, you know? So I take all those things into consideration. So yeah.
Absolutely. I love it.
Thank you.
Now, Miss Lynx, Superstar Spanish Fly, honey, you are legendary, especially in the body positivity industry. You an OG too, like Marcy said, she's an OG.
Yes.
Before, shoot, I'm talking about before MySpace on Mi Gente and Black Planet.
Word. Yeah. Oh, she just took me back. Oh my gosh.
Yes. So, those who are watching,
let me tell you something. When I found out about Black Planet, I was like, what? There's a whole bunch of men waiting to talk to me?
Girl.
So,
absolutely.
It started out as a social thing, but I have been fighting against this stereotype all my life since I was a small child. And Zevarra and Marcy, you know how Latino families can be your own family when you're growing up. As soon as you gain a little weight, they start with the ay. Nobody's gonna like you. Nobody's gonna look at you. You're not gonna get a boyfriend. You're not gonna get a husband. So there was something deep inside of me that always knew there was something wrong with that. And there was something wrong with the kids who made fun of me in the playground, so they caught it.
But you know what? I think that's so interesting, because I think obviously we know that Latina women and Black women, we embrace our being curvy is a beautiful, sexy thing. But because of that, people think that in our communities we don't also face ridicule or discrimination and things that matter. But it's not necessarily true. I mean, I think sometimes bodies to a certain size are acceptable, and then when you go too far in one direction or the other, even in Black and brown communities, people can be very critical. For Lynx, one time, Lynx, you weighed over 600 pounds, correct?
Yes.
And
I once weighed over 600 pounds, and at 600 pounds, I was rapping and performing at the clubs for big, beautiful women.
Wow.
Yes,
Always been represented.
that's right.
Being big and not giving a fuck, and having boyfriends and having friends and having a social life and going to McDonald's and not giving a fuck. You know?
So with that being said, have you made a conscious decision to make sure that no matter what you're doing, that you celebrate your curves? What are you doing, Marcy, to make sure that you have confidence and exude it at all times, no matter what your size is?
Well, for me, fashion is a part of self-care. It's a form of self-care. So I wear what I love. Like, and you get to a point in life where you're just like, I don't care what people think anymore. And I guess because I don't know, I've been working this self-love journey it's going to be going on for my whole life. You know what I mean? It's a commitment to yourself. That's what I tell people. It's not going to happen overnight. But for me, it's like, I'm to a point where I'm just like, I want to wear what I want. And if I can't find it in my size, I'll get it made. I'll go to a designer. I have plenty of indie designers that will work with me within my budget, that say, hey, I'll make it for you. So like, to me, fashion is so amazing because anything is possible. So when people complain, oh, I can't find this, girl, get it made. And if you can't afford it, if you can learn how to sew, quarantine, I pulled out my niece's sewing machine. And because she passed away, so like I have a sewing machine in my house. I say, you know what, to honor her and to make my own clothes, because there's still clothes that I want that I can't find in my size, that I see cute things, even like on Fashion Nova. People bash Fashion Nova, they got some cute stuff. Do they have my size? No. So it's like, I'm inspired, so I think that inspiration of style and fashion, it boosts my confidence. When you know how they say, when you look good, you feel good? Mm-hmm. That's how I feel. And I always remind myself, plus size bodies are not temporary. Like I'm not a before, I'm a now. That's
You're
what I
a
keep
now.
reminding myself. Because too many times we think we're before. So we put off because we think, oh, let's wait until I lose 50 pounds. No, I want to wear it now, because what if I die tomorrow? I mean, it sounds morbid, but it's true. Mm-hmm. I want to make sure I have my flyest days wearing my flyest stuff, and that's it. So exactly. I guess that's what keeps my confidence going, in a sense,
Let me ask you, thank you for that, Marcy. Zevarra, with your line, what kind of feedback do you get from women that wear your clothes, especially when it comes to how beautiful and how they feel? And have you noticed that the women that buy your clothes, once they're wearing them, it gives them even a level of confidence maybe they didn't have before?
Yeah, and that's what I get a lot. So when I have reviews, that's what they always say. It's like, I felt so beautiful. I felt so confident. I got so many compliments wearing your dress. People were asking me where I got it from. Like, I hear that all the time. And for me, that kind of motivates me to keep going. I feel like, okay, I'm on the right path. I'm doing this the right way. They're loving it. The feedback is always like, to me, it's like so humbling every time I hear it, because it's like, for me, it's just, I feel like it's something we deserve. So it shouldn't be out of the ordinary, right? So it's like, really? Like, that's how I feel sometimes. They really, like, it's just so like heartwarming, and it makes me feel so good that I'm actually paying attention, and I'm actually making something for us, by us. You know what I mean? And I know what it means to be curvy. I know what it means to, want to, wear sexy clothes. I know what it means to want to make sure I wear a dress more than one time. And then throw it away, girl. Yeah, but I wanted, like, because I literally couldn't find anything that was of that good quality for me in my size, that was hot, that was sexy. You know what I mean? I couldn't find anything. Yes. So, so that's why for me, it's like when I hear those compliments or I hear that feedback, I mean, I haven't honestly, when I do receive that feedback, it's like, I like put it right back into the work. You know what I mean? So like people say, I love this fabric. Okay, I'm going to order like a couple rolls of that fabric. So I'm going to make sure I have it on hand because it's so loved, So I take that feedback and just to improve the brands, keep improving, keep making the fit better and better, So that's kind of, and going, because I'm telling you, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, just forget it, but but it's like the women, they keep me motivated, the feedback keeps me like wanting to keep going. So yeah.
I'm glad that you keep going. And I also know, like, with me snooping around and seeing the stuff, the feedback people give you, Zevarra, they always comment on the quality. And I think that in some ways, you know, people assume that plus sizes only want fast fashion that's cheaply made, that they can't, you know, even take from the bedroom to the boardroom. First of all, let's get into lingerie. I'm so happy that people are now actually making really sexy underwear and panties and bras for us, because we be getting it in. And even if you're not, hello, you want to feel good with yourself. But I like that. Lynx, how have you seen plus fashion change over the years, Lynx? Especially too, from you going from being over 600 pounds to now you're much smaller. You're still a plus size girl with lots of curves. But how have you seen the plus fashion industry change as far as selections for us?
There are so many more, because before, I remember we had to shop in the Romans catalog, and you know, like you said, everything was moo-moo. You know, it wasn't flattering. It was just like a trapeze shape kind of see-through thing. So it evolved, and I'm so excited about even the bigger brands. We have Fredericks of Hollywood. Remember, Fredericks of Hollywood went up to a size 3X, but it wasn't really a 3X. It was kind of like a 1X.
Right.
But they're being more true to size and more inclusive, up to 4 or 5X. And yes, getting it in. They do.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm good.
Sexy, and they want good quality. They want something that makes
right.
Because when that's against your skin, it doesn't matter if you have a partner or not. When you wear some sexy lingerie, you feel sensual, you feel alive, you feel like a woman, you feel so wonderful, and then you look for the man.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, look, I know for me, I made a conscious decision to say, whether I got a man or not, I'm going to make sure that I try my best to look sexy and have fun and feel good. So, yeah, cheers to you for that, baby.
I drink to that.
Hello, thank you. Now, today we're celebrating Full Figure Fashion Week, and I know that all of you all are involved in the event in some way. And those of you all watching, once again, I got the information scrolling down below where you can get your tickets. Full Figure Fashion Week is virtual this year. In years past, it's always in New York. And people, unless you were able to travel and come, some of you all weren't able to come. Now there's no excuse. It is virtual, and it is going to be fabulous. And these 3 women today are all involved in some way. Zevarra, what are you going to be doing in particular during Full Figure Fashion Week?
Well, I'm part of the opening night, so I'm doing the town hall. So I think we're discussing the state of plus size fashion, what we've been doing in this time of the coronavirus, and I'm thinking all other great topics, of course. So I'm a part of that panel, and that's the first night. I believe it's the 25th. I want to say. So
is that the Thursday? Is that the opening night?
Yes, it's the opening night. It's the opening night, exactly at 7:30 p.m. So I'm going to be involved in that panel.
Okay. Lovely. What about you, Marcy? What are you doing?
I'm actually moderating one of the panels, and the one I'm moderating is for the producers of plus fashion, events. And we're going to discuss basically how we're living in a new normal. So a lot of events are going to go virtual. So that's what we're going to discuss, like how you can kind of pivot and elevate your events to accommodate this new world that we're living in. And there's a great people on the panel. It's on Sunday the 28th at noon. So I hope you guys will come check it out.
Okay. And what about you, Supersize Spanish Fly? What are you doing?
Well, I'm going to be in the town hall meeting speaking as well. I've been around a long time, and I've been watching fashion grow, and I've been watching all these women, these models of different sizes glow, and I got rhymes for days. I'm also going to perform. I'm going to do my spoken word. And at first I was scheduled for Sunday for the Gospel Fest, but Supersize Spanish Fly's content's a little racy. So
You a little too nasty for that Soul Sunday. I don't know what Gwen was thinking.
I think Gwen for thinking about that because yes, I'm spiritual too. I'm spiritual too. But
Yes.
so I think they're moving me over to Friday in between the boutiques and stuff. So I'm gonna be performing and I'm sharing my energy, my light, and all that I have to give. I have always been one of the biggest supporters of women's empowerment in general. And this is a huge deal because women in every arena of life, whether it's in their careers, in their love lives, in we have plus size athletes. Now I'm working for the WFLA. We have plus size athletes. They want to look good and feel good. I mean, we all deserve that support. And I've been a supporter. I've shared pages, I've shared blogs, I've shared models' pictures since 2010 when I got on Facebook, and even before that on MySpace, when plus size women were only putting a crop shot of their picture like this for their profile. Yeah. Now we probably stand bold in all our curves and all our rolls and looks and crannies.
Yes.
Curvas, baby, curvas.
CURVAS. Yeah, girl. I love it. I love it. So listen, before you ladies get out of here, I want each one of you all to maybe give some words of inspiration, or if there's anything that you want to say, especially to maybe a young Latina that may be feeling insecure about her body, or maybe somebody that wants to get involved with the plus industry and doesn't know how. If you could just give any final words, because I think it's really important. If you can't see it, you can't be it. And I think it's important that we elevate you all's voices and that people know that women like you and me are here. We're loud and we're proud and we're doing our thing. Zevarra, is there anything that you would like to say?
I mean, there's so much I want to say, but
I know it is. Listen, this was a quick interview. I have to have you all come back because and even have you all come back individually so I can really get in depth and interview you about what you've got going on and what you're doing. So I thank you for coming on doing this quickie with me. But I really want to make sure you all come back so we can have more fun. But in the meantime, Zevarra, what's on your mind?
I mean, for me, it's like as an Afro-Latina woman, I identify both with the African American community and the Latino community. So for me, it's like I just want girls to understand, like, you don't have to please everyone. Please yourself. Because if you're happy within, it's going to shine through. You're not going to care what this person thinks. You're going to care what that person thinks because you know who you are. You know what I mean? Stay grounded. Because at the end of the day, you have to live it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Absolutely. Yes.
Right? So for me, it's like all about internal happiness. Do what makes you happy. If you hate your job, quit that damn job. Figure out the do what you love and make money. How about that? Because when I'm telling you, the best thing you can do is do something you love.
Yes.
Your life is fulfilled. You feel like you're not missing out on anything. You know where you're supposed to be in life, and you know you're supposed to be there for that reason at that right time because you took a chance and you followed your dream and your path. That's what I want to say. All my beautiful black people, you be happy. Fuck the hate. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, you can say fuck. I say fuck all day.
Look. I got the market. You know what? So
yes. And look, I have this show late at night on purpose so we can curse and do whatever the hell we want to do. No, this girl, I should have sent you some clips of my show, honey. I be having all kind of nasty shit on the show. This is the most professional show I've ever had because of y'all and me. My show is usually very ratchet. No. I'm gonna try to make my next guest. I'm gonna make Marie and Chasity be ratchet with me. Then. But no, yes, Zevarra, and I think, look, Afro Latinas are making waves, baby. They are not playing games right now. You got Dasha Polanco.
Yes,
I love
her curves, honey.
Baby, her body is sick to me. I love her. I'm trying to get her on the show.
I'm trying to take her a damn whole new line of the new season.
Yeah, I love her. I'm actually going to do an entire show specifically about Afro Latinas that are in every walk of life and business, everything. But Julissa, I love her. The actress, love her. Yep. But yeah, and Laz Alonso, Lynx know I like Laz. That's my baby daddy in my head.
He's a cutie.
Yeah, I really love that Afro Latinas are being able to claim their heritage and their ethnicity and their culture and everything without worrying about what people are going to say. The time is done for that. So
what are you talking about? We are the hottest thing going right now. You know what I'm saying? People of color, like things are changing. The world is changing. Take this opportunity. Do you make your shit come true? The time is now. The time is now. That's what I'll be quiet. Let me get my drink.
The time is now. And look, wait, Zevarra, I should have been told you could curse. You done came out guns blazing now.
Yes.
You would be so cute and reserved. I should have told you to curse a long time ago, girl.
Yeah, girl.
Yes. Cursing is always welcome on this show. Yeah. What about you, Marcy? Any final words you want to say? So, anything you want to say, Marcy?
Yes. I want all the women out there, and even everyone, men, to know that you are worthy. You are beautiful in your own right. It's up to you to step into your greatness. Know that you are worth it. Know that you have value. And only you can determine your narrative. Only you can tell your story. And you have to make the choice of saying, my story is going to be amazing.
Amen to that. And you, Lynx, what do you want to say?
I want to say that never let someone's opinion of you stop you from going after your dreams and becoming your vision. Never. Their opinions don't matter. All those people you used to worry about in junior high school, where are they now? Do they matter in your life? Don't. They didn't make no difference somehow. It's what you allow to take space in your head. Don't let them take space for growing, for developing, for becoming a success, for doing you and living your life to the fullest, the pun is intended.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes. Follow your dreams and do what the fuck you want to do. Marcy said, know that your ass is worthy of whatever you want. And Leek said, tell the haters to shut the fuck up. Don't listen to them and do what the hell you want to do. So you have been giving the keys to the kingdom, everybody watching. You heard it here from these ladies first. Do what the fuck you want to do, know your worth, and follow your dreams. And with that being said, I want to say thank you and cheers to all three of you all for being amazing, powerful women, for following your dreams, for leading the way, making the path for other women like you to come behind you and shine. You all are beautiful. You are powerful. You are fierce. And I love and adore all three of you all. And I thank you for coming on the show to have a nightcap with me tonight. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you. Zevarra, I love your house.
You like it?
Yes, Zevarra, honey.
What?
Yes.
That is, you are in your queendom, honey. I love
girl.
it.
Saturday night, girl. Date night.
Yes, absolutely.
Zevarra, I will check out your stuff because I got lots of curvas to cover.
Oh, yes, I got
you must. I love her stuff.
Yeah. Well, Zevarra, when do you think your next collection is coming out?
So I have 2 drop-ins. So the first one is gonna probably drop before fall, right? And then the second one's gonna drop at holiday time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll be looking out for that. And definitely, I know that Marcy and Lynx will make sure they write about you and show you love. And
Yes. I've written about her before for Plus Model
I'm sure you
Magazine.
did.
Yeah, Marcy. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you
A
for
few
that.
times.
Face to face, finally. Thank you.
Yes. I didn't even know you was Latina. I'm like, wow, yes.
Yes.
Come on over.
Hello. I love it. Well, ladies, thank you all for coming on, and I hope to see you all again soon. Have a great time before the Fashion Week. And yeah, I'm excited to see what's next for all of you all and what's to come. So thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Bye, y'all. Thank you. Cheers. 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 Oh, click yourselves out for me.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Bye.
y'all. Woo! Yes. Now, that was fabulous, right? They're so sexy and fun. Okay, my last two guests tonight. I'm big fans of both of these ladies. One is an amazing supermodel in the plus industry. She's all over different campaigns. She's one of the first plus models that I got to be friends with when I moved to New York, and I've been a big fan of her ever since. And then my other guest is the leader when it comes to knowing about the business of plus fashion. Many people are focused on the beauty of it, but the fashion, baby, is behind the scenes. The business of it is where things are really happening. So I want to bring up the creator and editor-in-chief of the Curvy Fashionista, Marie Dene, and also the fabulous model, Chasity Saunders. Let me bring them both up. Hey, gorgeous.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey, y'all.
You got my ass up out here. It's like 11 o'clock, and you got my ass up.
Listen. Don't Marie, don't fuss at me. First of all, that means you love me. That you stayed up this late.
It's because I love you. That's the only reason. I was like, damn it. I was fighting it too.
I know, but I'm happy here. And then see, Chastity's in LA, so it's still early. So
it's just 8:20, but I went out last night though, so I was kind of recovering. I had to get myself up and get myself together for this.
Okay. Well, first of all, I so appreciate y'all. What's going on? How are y'all doing? Tell for the people that don't know, and I know everybody knows y'all, but for the few that may be watching that don't, I want you all to just give me a little background of what you do. So let's start with Marie. Tell us all about the Curvy Fashionista.
Okay, so I started the Curvy Fashionista in 2008, December of 2008. So we're coming up on 12 years this year, which is crazy. Really as a resource, a platform to share. Part of the reason why I started is because I wanted people to feel a little bit more confident when they make their choices. So when you're confident, you make good choices, you look good, you feel good, you look good. And so from there, it's kind of evolved organically from clothing, from news to offline events to blogger masterminds to now I do consulting, and we're continuing to evolve. We have a couple of different projects that we have in the woodwork. So it's just, for us, it's really about like bringing the latest in plus size news and fashion, who's doing it, where to find it, what to get, and what's new and hot right now.
Yes, your blog. I don't call it a blog. I call it it's a destination. It is everything. The Curvy Fashionista is just, you give me life. And the expo, I've told you this many times. Your event is probably one of the best fashion events, period. I love the expo, and I have a ball. And it's just so good.
Earrings so too, though, girl. Like you just got close up, and I was like, "Hey, fancy earrings."
Yes. Actually, these are handmade, custom made for me by a girl in New York called So Rebellish. Ooh. She's really dope. I'll send her your way. Yeah.
By the way, hi Chasity. I haven't seen you in forever.
I know. It's been
like years.
Ever. Literally.
I know.
Last time I literally laid eyes on you was in Los Angeles when you were still in LA.
Oh, so it's
Wow.
been 6+ years then almost, because I've been here. I'll be here in Atlanta 6 years in August, September.
Wow.
Years for me in LA in October. So yep, that was when it was.
Wow. So Chasity, you've been in New York. I mean, you've been in LA 6 years now?
Yes, it'll be 6 years in October.
Okay. So you and I left New York about the same time. When I came home back to Chicago about 6 years ago.
Yeah, October 2014.
Okay. Yeah. So saying that you definitely are a supermodel in the plus world, but you do so much more in addition to modeling. Tell everybody about yourself and what you've got going on right now.
Yeah, of course. What's up, y'all? I'm first of all, I'm super happy to be here. So thank you so much for inviting me to come on the show tonight. You know, I love you. Anything for
Thank you.
But yeah, I got my start as a model almost 10 years ago. I've been modeling professionally for 10 years. So I always knew that I wanted to become a model. And I got scouted really young when I was in high school. My dad pretty much told me either I'm giving you this $1,000 to start your modeling portfolio, or I'm getting you books for your first year of college. And, you know, beauty and brains has always been important to me. So I decided to go to college. But I did every single thing that I could do to still pursue my career as a model. So I was a university model. I did all the brochures. I was in every homecoming fashion show. I got really close with my director in the fashion department, and I started coming to New York with him. So literally, the same week I graduated from college, I moved to New York City, hit the ground running. Within 6 months of being there, I went to my first big casting for Essence magazine. Before that, I actually took a class with Mia Amber,
Yes,
plus models that I looked up to when I was first breaking into the business. And I took one of her classes, and she was like, "Oh my God, Chasity, these photos are horrible." And I'm like, "I know, I need photos. These are my graduation photos." But she gave me a lot of insight. She gave me a lot of knowledge. That's something that I try to do and put back out there. But long story short, I ended up at this Essence magazine casting, and Mia Amber was there. I ended up booking that job with those horrible pictures. So my first time in a magazine was August of 2009. It's been 11 years that I've been modeling professionally, and the rest was like history. I started modeling for Beyonce and Tina Knowles. I started traveling the world. I had campaigns with Ashley Stewart, and the list goes on. I actually got my start with Full Figure Fashion Week in 2010. That landed me on the front page of the New York Times, and then that kind of catapulted my career even more. And I started kind of being bi-coastal between New York and LA. That entire time, like, I had my degree in mass communications, television, and broadcast. So I was always doing TV hosting. I started writing for The Source magazine. I penned a couple of covers for like Ebony magazine. So I still always wanted to do beauty and brains, but modeling has never, ever gone anywhere. I'm currently in a European Wax Center commercial and just did a
What?
So it's like, you know, I just let God lead me. He's the captain of my ship. I absolutely love what I do, and it's been a blast so far.
Yeah, I think I love the trajectory of both of you all's careers, to see Marie go from being one of everybody's favorite blogs, the Curvy Fashionista, then she's gone on to become, to me, a mogul in the plus fashion industry with her expo. And it is one of the hottest events in town, period. And then to see Chasity go from, I remember being on a podcast that you had back in the day. It was the first podcast I was ever on.
Yeah.
Avenue.
Yeah, I started my media company in 2009. Yeah.
Yes. And that's when I first met you. And then to see you go from that to then you started modeling for Tina Knowles. And then you started your own line. And that launched last year, I believe. So to see the way you all are just maneuvering in this industry, I love it. What things have you seen change for the better and maybe some for the worse since you've been in the plus industry, whether it be trends, fashion, the way people are doing things? What things are you seeing that get you excited, that you're very happy about? And then what things are there that you're just kind of like, we got to do better? Marie, I'll ask you first.
Such a loaded question.
Oh, no. And I don't, not anything shady, even if it means I'm glad we went from wearing muumuus to now there's diversity and more brand. I mean that in the nicest way. I don't mean,
honey, when I say loaded, like there's so many ways that question can be answered.
Yes.
Because, I mean, the fact that we have options is the fact that we have options, period, right? Like you can choose which designers that you want to wear, which retailers you want to go to, or which boutiques you want to shop at. I think Instagram really shook the table. It ushered in, so Facebook, social media, just the advent of social media like changed the game for plus size fashion. But Instagram really did something because it really took it to that next level.
Yeah.
And it gave visibility. Like I'm over here like, who's this person? Let me go follow. Let me figure out. Like I still have not really fully embraced Instagram.
Okay.
I'm a ad user, so I know that about myself. But Instagram has really done some really amazing things in terms of giving people platforms, pushing people's careers to the forefront, and really, you know, they have like shifted how we process and see plus size media. Period. I think, but I just like, you know, I have to stress, and I think every time someone says, "Oh, there's nothing available in my size," I just want to shake them because you didn't try hard enough. Because a quick Google search can give you like 5 different options, at least on. So it's really like, what kind of, you know, like, especially because most of the times the people who are saying that are people who have the loudest megaphones. So it's like you're loud and wrong, and now you've only like validated, like, you know, someone in middle America who doesn't have access to certain resources, like you've only played into that stereotype and that misnomer, and now we have to like re-push it together. So I don't know, it's like it's weird. So there's a lot changing right now. It's just moving really fast.
Things are moving fast, and I mean, and I have some other questions about that, because it can be a good thing, and then sometimes it's just so much. Go ahead.
I will say, today's time, like especially what's going on right now, it's allowed for people to actually take inventory and stock to see just how much Black women and women of color and the brown women and our Latina sisters and our, like, you know, like how we have pioneered and championed the movement in plus size fashion. It's given the time for people to pause and take inventory, and as well as for a lot of us to speak up and call that out specifically.
And, you know, I mentioned that I think in the first segment with Gwen that the plus size industry owes so much to women of color, specifically Black women. And many times though, when it would go to the mainstream, we wouldn't be given visibility. But we keep brands afloat. We are culture. We create culture. We create trends.
Literally.
Yeah. And it's like, but when you see the big campaigns and things of that nature, you wouldn't necessarily see Black women. And if you did, it was only room for one. There's always only room for one. How, with that being said, with you, Chasity, how have things changed when in the modeling aspect? I know, because I think Maria is so right with, social media has changed the landscape with the business of fashion. It also seems that within that, you know, there are new models popping up every day that now have an opportunity to do it and not have to wait for a major brand to give them opportunity. They can just hop out there and do what they want. So how have you seen things change over the year for the better?
Yeah, I definitely have seen things change over the years for the better. I feel like when I first got into the industry, we all knew each other. And I still feel like that to a certain extent. I feel like even with the newer girls, I know them. I know, like, when I first got to LA, one of my first big campaigns I did was a swimsuit editorial for Ebony magazine. And I shot that with Sabrina. I shot that with Sabrina Majors. And I remember her telling me on set that was her first job. And now 6 years later, she's doing amazing. I remember that happening with me and Ashley Stewart with Naima Terry. You know, like, I believe in uplifting us women. I believe when I connect with another model, I want to uplift you and I want to empower you and I want to tell you how beautiful you are and I want to pour into you. And I think there's a little bit more of that. I love that about the positivity of it all. You know what I mean? I'm not going to even think they're phony and say that they still don't have 1 or 2 people that they pull out and do that token thing with. But I don't think that that's what we should ever focus on, because there's so much room. And what I had to learn is I wasn't going to wait for somebody to validate me. If you say, I don't need you to call me XYZ, icon, supermodel, any of that kind of stuff. I'm doing what I love. I like me. I like what I'm about. I'm an image activist. When people get to go into stores and see a big, beautiful, curvy Black woman in a campaign, I'm doing my job. You know what I mean? And I think that the activity with social media, especially with a lot of the girls, because I'll have like this thing that I run into now here in Los Angeles, where they'll go to the social media and try and hire someone, but these girls look so far from what they actually look like online in person. And I think that sometimes people forget that this is a business. It's a business of modeling. Just because you're a beautiful girl with a beautiful face does not mean that you're a model. Are you going to put in the work for it? And I think that with social media, with everybody having their own platforms and being able to have, like, I do my Curvy Girl boot camp. I know there's some other models that have, you know, ways that girls can connect. I'll do like private consulting with people that want to break into the business. And I've successfully been able to help women to get signed. Like, I feel like that's what I love about it. That's the good part, because there is more inclusivity in the fashion industry, and I really love like being like a young OG of the modeling world, and like really being able to share what I've learned with people that are starting. It's great that you have 1 million followers. People say to me all the time, Marie, I'm just like you, girl. Honestly, I am just like you. I really I do the Instagram because I have to do it, but people are like, why don't you have more followers? And I'm like, because that's a whole job, and I actually am on set every day. I work through this quarantine, you know.
Well, I will say, and I mean this, and the people watching this don't think Erica's being shady. But I will say, if you look at many industries, when you're really working, internet presence sometimes is the last thing on your mind. It's like, I'm working, boo. You know, there's even I've reached out to plus size influencers and models to even ask them to be guests on my show. Many of them, the response is, I don't know who are you. They look down because I only have 8,000 followers on Instagram. And I'm like, you might want to Google me and see what I'm doing, but just their immediate
the part I do like. That's not true. Like, know your history, know the people that came before you. I knew my history. I knew every single model. I knew their campaigns. When I started going into castings and actually seeing models that I saw, it was a big deal to me a month ago when Takara followed me on Instagram. I'm like, Takara, I was in college watching her on America's Next Top Model. Like, you have to pay attention to people before you. You have to give them their love and their respect. You have to lift them up. And I think that you know, it gets lost sometimes with younger people. We got love for them, and we praying and hoping that they.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, Marie.
Oh, I was gonna say, especially too when our pasts are our own. So if our pasts don't look the same, or they look different, we don't fit in because we're doing our own thing or creating our own lanes. Like, it doesn't take away from, or doesn't mean that they're less than, or you know, it doesn't take away from.
Right.
And so I think it's important. Like, I remember when I first started, and I remember when I first reached out to Gwen many moons ago. I was like, when I decided I was going to do this full time, lost my job, nobody would hire a newly MBA student, right? Like, I was like this, like, nobody would. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. But I started, I was researching. I found her with Dangerous Curves. She had like a show that was traveling with Dangerous Curves.
Yes.
Sharon Quinn, Susan Moses, Maddie Jones, Mia Amber. I was researching and finding those people, right? Shanice Lewis, like all these other people who had been in this space in some kind of capacity. And I was like, hi, I'm Marie.
Yes. Right.
That's probably exactly
and that's what it should be. You know. Yeah, that's definitely what it should be. I feel like social media, I like it, but it's got its pros and its cons for sure. Because I think that people don't realize with being a model specifically, you've got to be on set with people for 14 hours. And sometimes you've got to be on set with them in Palm Springs for a week. And sometimes people have to love you. You have to be personable. You have to have a personality. You have to have something to say. You have to be educated, especially about your business, what's going on.
Chasity, did you say a week?
She said a week. Yes.
Yeah.
A week in Palm Springs.
Yeah, I shot a Zenny Optical. I shot a Zenny Optical campaign, a sunglasses campaign last year for a week out in Palm Springs, and like now when I'll go to Arizona to shoot for Yandy.com or whatever, or I'll go to Pennsylvania for Dick's Sporting Goods or whatever. People are flying you out. You have to be personable. You have to have something to say. You have to know what you're doing, and you have to be a brand. You're a walking, talking brand. And I think the one thing that a lot of people do is they hide behind those photos that are fabulous and gorgeous, but then don't know how to have the presence in real life. And models have to have presence. You do.
They sure do. And there
You're on set all day.
You've got to have presence. There have been many a day.
Wait, say that again.
Oh, I was gonna say there's been many a day when I'm a fan of a plus model, or just a model, but I'm mainly fans of plus size models. Mm-hmm. And I'm loving them, I'm following them, I'm supporting them, I'm rooting for them. And then when I meet them out in public, they throw me dust and shade. And I'm always just like, until somebody says, and I'm always just like, that's Erica from TV, or that's Erica, whatever. And then it's like, it's like, now you want to be my friend, but I've been following you and loving you. You just don't be mean. But anyway, enough of that. We can talk about that forever. And I've even been frustrated and called Marie one time, just going off about the way some bitches had treated me. And she was just like, but what are you worried about that for? Do you focus on you? Don't worry about that. And I was like, you're right. Okay.
You made me sound so smart, girl. You made me sound so smart.
You are smart. You are. Before you all get out of here, I would love for you to give some advice for anybody that is wanting to get started in the plus industry, that wants to start an amazing blog, that wants to be a model. Do you have any words of advice for them? And mind you, sometimes people hear the real deal and they still want a shortcut. They still don't want to do the work, right? But I didn't ask y'all what y'all were drinking. That's the most important thing. What are you sipping on, Chasity? Drinking. That's the most important thing. Oh, there's a delay.
I just have a glass of Merlot.
What are you drinking, Marie?
It's yummy.
I have,
a little red wine action. Merlot.
Get your license. I am sipping what's left of Maker's Mark and ginger ale, so whiskey and ginger ale. I'm a whiskey
bougie. I love it.
How you figure out whiskey bougie?
Well, I don't really drink, so
I love whiskey too.
What are you
from Virginia?
So
listen, last night for Juneteenth, I went to Lemerck. I got up on all that melanin out there, and I was drinking.
You were drinking what?
Oh no! I didn't catch the end. What'd you say you were drinking? What? Is there a delay?
Yeah, there's a little delay. I don't know why.
I'm trying to make sure that I catch up.
I don't know. If you all...
Oh, I'm having Merlot.
Yeah, Merlot. If you all have anything else open in your computer, you have to close it out. I don't know if you have your Facebook open or your Gmail or anything like that.
There's a delay on my end?
Yes. Because that makes have a delay. So Chasity, we'll start with you. Any advice for the girl that wants to be a model and wants to get out here and do it professionally? Any words of advice for them as they start on their journey?
I see her lips moving.
Yeah, of course. I mean, first of all, I want to say congratulations to you for deciding to pursue your dream. That's the first step. You know, deciding that it's something that you want to do for yourself and that you're going to go. That is the first step, and I'm proud of you for that. Do know that it's a business. Know that show business is 90% business and 10% show. So if you're beautiful and you have what it takes, that's great. But I've known that more in the beginning, how much work it takes. And this business knows exactly what you put in and what you haven't, and it's not going to give you back anything that you haven't worked for and that you haven't earned. So I would say keep going, and you go to sleep thinking about this dream. It's your dream for a reason. If your parents and your friends or your boyfriend or whomever does not understand, that's fine. It's your dream for a reason. So continue to listen to yourself. Follow your heart. Make sure that you're working on being a whole human being, because even after having a successful career, you still are going to have to live a life, and you want to create a life for yourself. You don't want it just to be all about work. I'm such a little worker bee, but I've been so grateful that I've also enjoyed my life. I'm so grateful that I still went to college. I'm so grateful that I did my time in New York before LA. I'm so grateful that I got a chance to really, really go after my wildest dreams before deciding to pivot from modeling to acting. So if you're trying to break into this business, just know it's a business. It's going to be work. But when you love what you do, you literally won't feel like you're work. God, when I'm saying my affirmations and I say, you know, I'm a money magnet, all amazing things are coming my way. The entire universe is rigged in my favor. And I just say, thank you. God, if you don't do anything else for me, or keep your head down, do the work, don't worry about the accolades. Everything that's for you could never pass you by.
Yes. You didn't drop the affirmation. I had a drink to that. Thank you, Chasity. I need the hello. Absolutely. I love that. Okay, Marie, for the girl that wants to start a blog and think overnight she'll be able to have all the success that the curvy fashionistas have, what advice do you have?
I think it's really important to know your why. It's really important to know your why and to stay true to that, because along this path, if you forget your why you start, you can get distracted, you can get defeated, discouraged, deflated, because you're comparing yourself. You're chasing after the wrong thing. You're not being true and honoring your own gifts that you've been given. So I think it's important that you know why you started and what you are doing and what are you serving, like what problems you're answering, like your why, like why period, right? And I think it's also important to know, like kind of piggybacking off of what Chasity said, like what is for you is for you. And I think it's I have to continue to read, like kind of remind myself of that too, because sometimes you'll see something, you'll be like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to realize, like, nothing is by mistake, and everything happens for a reason, the way it's supposed to happen. And I really think that, that adage where it says it takes 10 years to become an overnight success.
Yes.
Because you don't know someone does not mean that their path or their journey or their work isn't valid. There are many times where for me, I love introducing myself, because folks, I don't really be like out there like visibly or whatever. And so for me, they'd be like, well, who's Marie? And I'm like, oh, that's me. I'm the owner. Oh, well, hey, girl. Like that part for me is hilarious, because for me, I'll go into a space and I'll kind of just like fall back and I'll just be like, but I think right. And I think it's important just to know, like, it also pays nothing. It costs nothing to be kind, because everyone will always remember how you made them feel. And sometimes it's not intentional. Sometimes it's not intentional. But like for those, for everyone where, those like really ugly moments, you'll remember those. Oh. And that, no matter, and unless you have like a whole coming to Jesus moment with that person, you'll be able to like, what do you call it? Improve upon it. But I think at the end of the day, you know, remember and know your why. Don't compare.
Yeah.
And don't envy you don't know anyone else's story. You don't know their own journey, and it costs nothing to be kind. And I would say another thing, like where I'm at in this journey right now, is really about my word this year is audacity. And so for me, how am I being bold and courageous for me? How am I showing up for Marie? And what am I doing to take those steps? Right? So, you know, for me, it's really about not being afraid, because you've been given a purpose, a vision, not being that umption to do whatever it is. It's not by mistake. And you have to honor that gift that's been given to you, and that requires audacity.
Audacity. I drink to that. Have the audacity to go after your dreams, to be authentically you, and do what you want to do. And I think you all both said a word, as they say. I appreciate, you know, first of all, I appreciate y'all both being on my show, especially you, Marie, because I know it's past your bedtime. But that's what a nightcap is for. You have a little drink, kick it with me, and then go to bed. But yeah, I'm so appreciative of both of you all coming on the show and sharing that. Because many times people think it's about, oh, I need to know, tell me how to get the pictures, how I want an agent, how do I get a website? But the things that you all just said are the true gems. First of all, commend yourself for stepping out to follow your dream, and then know that your path is going to be different than others, and have the audacity to just move forward. And that there, to me, you all just drop bombs on people. So if you're listening and you want to be the next Chasity or the next Marie, remember that it starts with the audacity to dream. And want to be the next Chasity.
I like how you mix both of ours together, the audacity to dream.
Yeah, that's what ours together. That's what it is. So I'm gonna let you all go before you continue. Oh, go ahead.
Did you hear? I wanted to say, I feel like it's so important for us to love on each other. I think there's such a culture of, like, you know, these inspirational brunches and stuff, but you don't really get to connect with people. I want to say, Marie, you were one of the first people to ever write an article and place me on the list for one of top 5 Black plus size models to know when you wrote for Ebony. And I appreciate that so much either. And we have to love on each other, and we have to give each other those moments of empowerment. That's what this is about. Like, really loving who you are, and then that love extending to other people. So I feel like this is such a reunion being on here, and I'm like, oh my God, Marie, I just love you so much. You know what I mean? Erica, I just love you so much. And I feel like we have to continue to really be about that, because yes.
Yeah. Listen, the thing is that I feel like we all made a bond early enough in our career that, you know, even if I don't get to talk to you or see you often, I got your back. I see you. I'm supporting what you all do. Both of you all, I sing your praises. When Chasity, when you started your line, I put your stuff out everywhere. I love you had the suit with the stripes and all the colors and the sequins, and I thought it was just so cool, right? So I everywhere I go, I tell people that the curvy fashion expo is the most amazing thing. So if I don't see you or we don't talk often, just know that I am rooting for you. I'm very happy to know you both, and I salute you both on the things that you all are doing in the plus industry. Thank you for being you, and thank you to both of you all having the audacity to dream, because without it, we wouldn't have a Chasity and we wouldn't have a Marie making the impact that you both are having on the industry. Without it, yeah. So with that being said, if everybody watching, I put their info below. go to Marie's Instagram, you go to Chastity's Instagram. They both are participating in Full Figure Fashion Week in different capacities. Actually, Marie is doing a full-on presentation, right?
I am. I'm talking to the business owners about how to level up their business on social media.
Wow. Okay. And Chasity, you're judging the modeling contest, right? And Chasity,
I am on the Plus Model Workshop that's happening on Saturday, June 2020, the models to coach and talk on the model workshop, which I'm super excited about because, like I said, I got my start with Full Figure Fashion Week. Gwen scouted me at a Queen's Fashion Week fashion show, put me in Full Figure Fashion Week reunion. I signed my first agency and had my first big campaigns and everything that came from Full Figure Fashion Week. That's when Target started flying me to LA years later, and hopefully I can give over some information that I know to help the next wave of, you know, curvy entrepreneurs to just soar. Because what I want is for them to be smarter, faster, quicker, and more on it in myself. Like I believe in giving it away.
Wow. Well, that's beautiful. Let me tell you, I want to toast to both of you all, Marie Danae, Chasity Saunders. These women are both pioneers in the plus fashion industry. And if you really want to learn the right way to do things, you got to go to Full Figure Fashion Week virtually next week. Go to hear Marie speak. Also go to the to hear Chasity speak on the panel for the workshop for plus models. Don't say I didn't give y'all the keys to the kingdom and tell you how you can get on. You need to go to Full Figure Fashion Week and learn from the greats, because they have put the work in and they know what they're talking about, which is why they both get the respect that they do in the industry. So cheers to both of you beautiful women. Thanks for being just so, like I said, having the audacity to dream. Because of y'all dreaming and putting your steps forward, other women can follow behind and also follow their dreams. So I appreciate you both. Thank you.
Thank you.
And and let's all make a pact to just keep in touch more often. Check in, say a quick hello. But just know, if y'all ever need me for anything, I'm here.
Chasity, we need to have a call. We need to catch up.
Yeah, no, we gotta talk. Yeah, our conversations are always so good. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And Chasity, I'll let you know when I'm coming out to LA next time. When I'm there, I would love to see you. When I'm there, I don't know, I don't know when I'll be traveling again. Hopefully sometime this year. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you both for coming on the show. I love y'all. Go to sleep, Marie.
I know, right?
You got it.
Thank you, Eric, for having me.
Yeah. I love you both. Thank you all. I'll see you later.
Thank you so much. I'm so proud of everything that you're doing.
Oh, thank you, Chasity. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I love this for you, Erica. This is perfect.
Oh, yeah, my show is fun. It's
always.
We get crazy on here sometimes, but yeah. Okay. Well, thank you all. I'll see y'all later. Bye. Good night. Good night, Chasity. Yeah, wasn't that good? I brought you back in. Okay, see you later, Chasity. Woo! So there you have it, everybody. Make sure you go to FFFweek.com, get your tickets, and remember, screenshot that photo of me and Gwen earlier on in the episode and put it online. Hashtag FFFweek or hashtag Nightcap with Erica for your opportunity to win a $250 gift certificate from Lane Bryant. That's the bomb. I'm excited about that. But you got to have a ticket to Full Figure Fashion Week in order to win. Full Figure Fashion Week is going to be the bomb. I want to thank my guest, Gwen Devoe, the fabulous Gwen Devoe, for coming on the show and hanging out and partying with me. Thank you to my hot and sexy Latinas that are making waves in the plus industry. We got LaKisha Zevarra, Marcy Cruz, and supersized Spanish fly, the one and only Lynx Garcia, one of my best friends in the world. I'm so happy they were on. And then also closing the show out with Marie Janae and Chasity Saunders, two women that are really making an impact on the plus size industry and the fashion industry as a whole. So I'm so happy they all came on. I hope you all learned a lot. Now, don't forget, yesterday was Juneteenth. I'm still celebrating. Show me some love. It's Juneteenth, and Miss Pound Cakes, your resident stripper, needs support. It takes me a lot to put this show on and produce it and do things. So if you want to show me some love, please do feel free to donate to my Cash App and to my Venmo if you can. But what's most important to me is that you share my show and spread the word. Please go and subscribe to my YouTube channel, comedian Erica Watson. And make sure you send out my show and let people know about it, because you know my show is a lot of fun. And that's really what's the most important to me, is getting the word out. But if you're feeling like your fingers are itching and want to bands that make me dance, because you know I'm in my head, I'm a stripper, feel free to give me a little tip and show me some love. It helps me have the software to put the show on and do all the other things I do with the editing of the videos and the graphics and all that stuff. So it takes a lot for me to put this show on. So any support is very much appreciated. Yeah, so with that being said, I love y'all. Tune in. Tomorrow is Father's Day, and I've got a funny ass show tomorrow. I have comedian Leon Rogers, that is the host of Chicago's morning show on WGCI. He also hosts his own talk show called Later with Leon on Fox. And he and I are going to talk about horrible Father's Day gifts, what it means to be a Black father in today's world. I'm also interviewing Devon Jones, who's a comedian from out of New York, and a comedian from Chicago named Frank Townsend, about important topics dealing with dads. We're going to talk about some hot topics and stuff in pop culture and in music that Black daddies like. And then we're going to end the show with Theo, who is a performer. He's a singer, and he's going to be debuting his song on my show tomorrow. So yeah, I love y'all. Hope y'all had a good time. I had a good time. Get those Full Figured Fashion Week tickets, and make sure you continue to support entrepreneurs like Gwen Devoe, who are trying to do their best to put on fantastic shows that we can all enjoy. I love y'all. Give me feedback. I love it when you all send me messages and tell me how much you like the show, or I didn't like that guest, and your earring kept coming off. It's getting on my nerves, and it's time for you to get the pink color back in your head. You know, all the ignorant shit y'all write me. But I really appreciate when you all also write me and tell me how much you love the show and enjoy it, because that's important to me. With that being said, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Good night.